Guys, what's up? It's John, Gamester81. This is my experience visiting E3 2016 in downtown LA at the Los Angeles Convention Center. This is the first time I've been able to go to E3. It's pretty hard to get into either. You have to go into it. Most people are either media or in the game industry itself. Some general public tickets are available. I think they're like $1,000 even. They're pretty pricey though. This is a new Tekken 7 promotion. Huge foyer when you walk in. A lot of stuff going on. Here's a parade. This is a New Orleans style funeral parade promoting the new Mafia 3 game coming out. So a lot of cool stuff going on. And Doritos was there giving out free bags of chips. I had like 3 or 4 free bags the 3 days I was there. I'll start off. There's 2 main halls. First hall I'll show you is where all the big 3 Nintendo, Sony, Microsoft were. Start with Nintendo booth. Of course, they had stuff going on there promoting the new Treehouse, new announcements. Here's some new waiting in line for the new Amiibos coming out. So the couple cool Link figures coming out. A lot of prototypes in these cases here, of course, as well. I had to get in line really early for the new Zelda, and this is what the new Zelda is: the Breath of the Wild. Pretty much, this is all they had on display was promoting the new Zelda. So Nintendo really put all their eggs in one basket and was heavily pushing the new Zelda. Come out for, of course, Wii U and the new Nintendo NX system next gen. Played the game for a while. It was a 35-minute demo, so you had a good opportunity. I had a good opportunity to play, and I really enjoyed it. I'm obviously a big Zelda fan. I think if you're a Zelda fan, you'll enjoy the game. It reminded me a lot of gameplay style of almost like a Far Cry series. To be honest with you, just you have to. There was a dungeon part, and I got right to the dungeon. I wasn't able to explore the dungeon too much, but graphically it looked awesome. Musically, that's what you expect from a Zelda game. Pretty fun, great game. So a lot of cool displays. I'm sure these companies spend millions of dollars on these displays. It's amazing what they do here. But they had everything lined up pretty good. And once you defeated it or played it, they give you a shirt and a coin. And of course, everyone's going crazy for those things. So here is Cuphead. This is part of the Xbox group booth. This game is awesome. It's been in development for a long time. I can't talk highly enough about this game. I was able to play it, and it looks like a old classic 1930s cartoon. It sounded like that with a piano. They were giving out cards, promotion cards. Yeah, it was cool. So definitely worth checking out. Here is a new game that came out in Battlefield. This is the Microsoft booth area. Again, huge display for Microsoft. New Forza Horizon 3. It's a Lamborghini, I believe. Yeah, so the swag definitely stepped up a little bit. Everyone has got one of those. I'm just playing. That'd be awesome, but definitely didn't happen. But awesome car. This is like a rock band. People were playing rock band throughout the 3 days. I believe about over 50,000 people attended this event, but it didn't feel that busy, which is nice. I've attended a number of PAX in the past, both PAX East and PAX Prime up in Seattle, and I've enjoyed PAX. Now it's just getting so busy, and what's nice about this show is it's a little more spread out, and because it's not open to the general public as much, you don't get a lot of the huge lines, although the lines were huge. Nintendo, for example, sold out right away. Here is another booth. Here's Sony area. Sony did something really interesting. You had to download the app, and then you had to make appointments on your app, although all the appointments got booked pretty quickly. So, unfortunately, I wasn't able to really test many of the games, but they were promoting, of course, the new VR was huge. Everything was huge with VR. This is kind of a cool cosplay person. Pretty sweet. Promoting a new game. Pretty wild. At first, I was like, is that a robot? And they're like, oh, no, there's actually someone in there. Here's outside of Zelda Nintendo booth, and this is the Last Guardian. This is a cool thing. This is a display. People actually walk up here and interactive with this guy. It's pretty cool. You can walk around and he'll follow you. Pretty sweet, actually. So I'm excited for that. I believe that's a sequel to Shadows of Colossus, if I'm not mistaken. It may not be a sequel, but I think it's something somehow related gameplays-wise. So here's Ratchet cosplay. Movie just came out. I heard the movie just bombed, but fun game series, absolutely. Atlas Sega was there. Huge line for that. They were giving out free bags, and they had a hat they give away. A lot of cool. Here's GameSpot. They were there, doing live recordings and news conferences, and IGN. Here's the IGN booth right next door. Doing the same thing. And this is right when you walk in. You saw these big booths. Now IGN was more gated off with glass. Exceed. Some more demos, people playing. For the most part, you can just go up and play these. Not as much swag at E3 as you would get at PAX because, again, I think it's more for general public, but certainly there was plenty of swag to find, a lot of merchandise to be had, for sure, if you just knew where to look. An overview of the area. There's Razer booth. A lot of retro games, well, not a lot, but they had a few retro things here. This is Retro Bit was here with a booth. They were promoting some of the new games, and yeah, here's a new system they're working on. Actually, they had like 60 games in one. Some new accessories that they're producing. They make a lot of the clone consoles that you maybe seen before. Really cool company, a lot of cool merch. And I think they teamed up with a company called 8-Bit Dough, which they make wireless accessories for the modern consoles, which is cool. So Bluetooth wise, so you're able pretty much to hook up like your PS4 controller to an NES, which is pretty wild, but actually works really well. It's who would have thought, you know? Here's Hyperkin. This is on the other hall. So this is on the south hall, the opposite end. And again, they were promoting a lot of the new stuff. They introduced a Smart Boy, which was a new attachment. You can play Game Boy games on your Android device. I think that's really cool. You can see it in that glass case right at the top there, in that glass case. However, I'm an iPhone user, and so me and like 60% other smartphone users are not able to use it. So kind of disappointment on that end. But here's Oculus, huge booth. They literally build these like houses or these mansions. I can't imagine staircases and electricity and lighting, and I just couldn't imagine how much money goes into these setups. I did not have an opportunity to play the Oculus while I was there. I've owned an Oculus in the past. I'll be honest with you, I wasn't a huge fan of it, but nothing against Oculus. I mean, VR is obviously here to stay for a while. I think it's really cool. Here's Twitch. They had a little cool lounge area for partners to hang out and chill. Galaxy for smartphones. They had a really big presence here as well. Here's it playing. They're all like on their phones playing this game. It was interesting. They had announcers talking about it. It was really cool, actually. But yeah, who'd have thought smartphones? Obviously big for gaming. Here's the other part of that Galaxy area. They're all VR. You look absolutely ridiculous playing VR, but it's really fun. Yeah, definitely fun. A lot of this filming was done on the last day, Thursday, because it's the least busy day. But this is the Indiecade area. This is a really nice area. This is where a lot of the indie developers were, and this is where you could explore and talk to some people working on these games. Indiecade is it's a group of indie developers, of course, have a convention themselves, held I think several places around the world, maybe. That you can promote, a lot of indie developers promote the games, and this is really cool. One of my favorite areas of E3. I'll be honest, this is a South Hall. I'll be honest with you, a lot of the South Hall, some of it felt like empty space. I know I know EA pulled out, so did Activision, so a lot of the two big publishers pulled out and did their own thing. EA actually did their thing across the street from the convention center at Lucky Strike. And they figured it was cheaper to do it that way, so that they put out, and so did Activision. So two big publishers weren't there, and there were some parts of this hall that felt kind of empty, and they kind of made it like a lounge, but it kind of felt pretty sparse in some parts. So kind of surprising for E3, for sure. There was a band here playing throughout the days. Here's Ubisoft. They had a really cool demo. They're coming out with a new South Park game. I'm super stoked about that. That's a game I'm definitely looking forward to, and I absolutely want to pick up new Warner Brothers and across from there. Here's Warner Brothers games. Talking about the new Legos and the Lego display. I was able to play the new Lego Force Awakens game for a bit, and I'm a big fan of the Lego series. I won't lie to you. I think they're a lot of fun, and it was cool playing that co-op. It was a lot of fun. The split screen was pretty wild, and actually did pretty well, handled pretty well. Here's back to Ubisoft. They're promoting the games. New snowboarding game coming out. This place was packed. This part was definitely packed, and this was on a Thursday. I did not have an opportunity to play the new South Park game, unfortunately, while I was there. This is, what area is this? Okay, Quake, yeah, Quake, for sure. Fallout. Yeah, this is a fun area as well. This guy from Fallout Games, Bethesda area. This is the Bethesda area. So, yeah, cool. And they have a new Skyrim coming out. And the Skyrim game coming out was more like a card game, different. And there's Doom, one of the new Doom. And when you're leaving this is kind of what you walk through another game they're coming out with as well. I forget the name of that one. Here's Capcom's booth. Capcom was there. Did a pretty good present, of course, promoting Street Fighter V, among other games, Dead Rising 4. And they had like a mansion. I mean, literally it was a house. It was crazy. Here's some displays, merch that they had available. Some helmets, Mega Man helmets and stuff like that. Pretty sweet. Definitely a fan of the Capcom series. There's a Resident Evil dog. That's pretty awesome looking. Here's that house I was talking about too. I don't envy those guys setting up and taking down those houses. Absolutely not. And as you would expect, they had people playing the games, of course, as well. They're playing Street Fighter V. I still haven't played it. Can you believe that? I still want to. But I haven't gotten around to playing Street Fighter V yet. This is the area I was kind of talking about, kind of sparse, right? So it's a lounge. I feel like this is maybe where Activision would have been or EA would have been. Here's another VR thing that's really cool, like, I don't know, a car that actually motion moved. The line was crazy given that. I didn't feel like waiting. It's the thing when you go to these things, if you get in line, you're going to wait hours to play these games. So just be prepared for that, especially with shows like PAX. That definitely had a PAX feel, but definitely a lot more low-key. Now, outside the thing called E3 Live, and then this was brought by Doritos. This is actually an arcade area, in a lounge, giving out free drinks and shirts, and said some classic consoles going on as well throughout the 3 days. This was only open from noon to 4 every day. And so the show ended early, only at 6 every day. It's industry, so it's during the midweek, ends at 6. So definitely kind of different than PAX in that sense as well. I feel like E3 has kind of lost its luster a little bit, last few years. Maybe it's because of PAX. I don't know, but still had a great time I was there. There's a pinball, full of pinballs. We had 3 of them. Now, if you have to go upstairs and outside, it was cool. They had this huge arcade, and I'll show you what that looks like in a second. Let me just show you more inside here. It was everywhere you had to go outside with E3 Live, though. You had to go through security and like a metal detector. It was kind of odd. They didn't do that at the show itself, but they do it at E3 or Live outside, which is kind of strange. And this is upstairs, so you walk upstairs. It's some more gaming here. It's all brought by Doritos, Delicious. And then check this out to your left. So you get to play this huge joystick and play this giant, enormous arcade outside. It was awesome. Like Space Invaders, he was playing kind of a game like that. And across from the Staples Center is where the Lakers play and the Clippers. And then here's a good look at the E3 Live booth area outside. So I'll show you some of that as well. So when you go down, this is the E3 Live. Again, had to go through the metal detector, which is kind of annoying, but definitely appreciate them doing that. I understand it's going to be safe, but it's too bad we live in a world where you have to do that, right? Here's some merch. Outside, and Facebook had a booth here as well, promoting Facebook Loot Crate, which is a mystery box, monthly mystery box. But overall, I had a great time at E3, met a lot of great people. I definitely look forward to next year and plan on going again. I definitely encourage you guys if you're able to get tickets. Definitely check it out. And this is where I was able to play the new Star Wars Force Awakens Lego game. Thanks, guys. We'll see you guys soon. Take care. We appreciate liking this video. We'll see you guys soon, and game on. First off, guys, thank you so much for watching. Also, please subscribe. That means a lot. And if you want to stay in contact, you can follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. I also have a website, Gamester81.com, and I have t-shirts available to help support the show as well. And those are available at chopchopgoods.com.